We've been working at this tirely for almost the full 2 months now, and I think we're going to be able to pull it off. I personally haven't slept or gone home in 2 weeks and have been sustaining myself entirely off of coffee and Adderall. I no longer feel pain, but Jeff keeps assuring me that finishing the project is all that matters, and he's my boss, so I guess I can't really question him.
So, efficiency could be better. I was told that we can up our productivity by 2.6% if we were to eliminate bathroom breaks, lunch breaks, and breaks of any kind. Of course, we've received pushback from the employees, but it doesn't matter. We need to make our launch date, which is 2 days away at this point. And I'm adamant about that because this technology is going to be revolutionary. It's truly something we've never seen before, not even on this planet.
It's a train. I just looked at the schematics they have for some of the maglev trains in Japan and made a few minor changes and showed it to him. He told me to add leather seating, called himself a genius, and said his idea would change the face of transportation. I got a pat on the head and an hour-long nap for it though, so I guess it wasn't all bad.
The dragon design originally came as a throwaway suggestion. Jeff was complaining that it wasn't exciting enough, so I jokingly said we can make it look like a dragon. He latched onto the idea though, saying it was
a symbol of power and conquest. They are ubiquitous across all cultures, so they're universally recognized as such status. That's why I chose them to represent on name and design.
I made several train designs that drew on dragons from cultures all around the world, since it seems he was fixated on the cultural aspect of it. But he still seemed uninterested. And then Rose made a drawing of a train based on the Ender Dragon from Minecraft, and he insisted I was peak design. I mean, I guess it looks cool, but it kind of defeats the purpose of being multicultural if you picked it because you play Minecraft all the time.
Earth transit is, how do I put this? Abhorrently, hilariously bad. I'm sure you've seen my famous tweets, right? Like, where I compare it to Dark Souls, the game I've certainly played. Before I got my private helicopter, I was stuck in traffic like some common peasant. And I could tell by the look of my chauffeur's face that it's a pain in the ass. And that left an impact on me. And I don't want that to happen on my Mars colony.
Why doesn't Mr. Collier put his efforts into improving the system on Earth? He has his reasons, I'm sure. I mean, Mr. Collier is such a smart man. I mean, everyone knows that, you know? There's just no way he can become such, like, the most successful man on the planet by chance. He's where he belongs. I mean, he likely thought that proving his system would work on Mars, people would be more likely to accept it on Earth as well. Kind of like a, oh, that works, it must work here too. Despite his obvious genius, there are still a lot of people who question Mr. Collier's actions. They say he's kind of out of touch. I mean, all over Twitter, he's like, he's an egotistical, short-sighted corporate overlord who doesn't care about anyone but himself. But really, it's just not true. He's a smart, brilliant man.
What if we had a train track going from Colony B to Colony Circle with line through it?
And who's just so successful. Honestly, I trust him with every bone in my body, 100%.
Do I think the Dragin Rail is a good idea? I have to, right? I've put so much of my life and work into this that for it to be a terrible idea, well, it is incredibly expensive. Even with all the corners that were cut, so many corners were cut, people were underpaid and resources were used dangerously sparingly. It still cost us billions of dollars to produce, though. We probably could have put that money into something better than the rail system. Besides, the system's going to be incredibly underutilized for the next few decades at least, if it ever even sees full use. And we haven't tested it, so there's a chance that we'll get it up there and it won't even work, or we'll have a problem implementing it, or something else will go wrong. have to believe we're doing the right thing, right?
So why don't you express your concerns with Jeff?
Well, the last person that did that,
Right, okay, so we're all in agreement about the practicalities about the rail system. Is that correct? Everyone in agreement?
Sorry, but if by all you mean everybody but the smart people, then yes, because this is a really terrible idea, and quite frankly, you're just gonna have more problems up there than we already have here, so why don't you fix what's already wrong, idiot?
it didn't work out for him. So I just have to keep my head up.
What I think a lot of people don't understand is that everything I do is for humanity's sake, for prosperity, for innovation. And I think a lot of people just can't recognize that. A lot of narrow, small-minded people who, to put it bluntly, I'm just going to call dumb, stupid, dim-witted. But what makes it all worth it are those who recognize me, my accomplishments, my inventions, my innovations for their true glory. Those people are the future. My followers are the future. I am the future. And by extension, Dragin Rail is the future. I cannot wait to bring Dragin Rail to Mars and potentially farther.